again from Telegram. We'll take a look together at the big changes on the PvE side of Metal War and how you can get started with these changes even if you're new to the game. I'm not looking into the PvP today, maybe some other day. Right now, most of the big changes are on the PvE side, and I would guess that most new players would start there anyways. As always, you can log in with your Anchor wallet or your Wax Cloud wallet. There was an annoying pop-up issue with Wax Cloud wallets in the past, but it's still there, but now works a lot more smoother than before. You'll get those errors much less often, and the general flow of things is a lot better. The biggest addition is that you can now log in with your Anchor private key. I would not go into details how to generate a private key here, but using this method is a game changer and will give the best experience for Meta War, so I highly suggest you take this route. You can easily find a tutorial on YouTube on how to generate a private key using Anchor. So here's the menu that you see when you log in. There's currently no way to generate new units, but as the unit supply dwindles over time, my guess is that new units will be generated through the laboratory function in the future. But I have no details regarding this as of now. So the best way right now to get new units is just buying them off of Atomic Hub or another player. Now getting back to the game, from this menu you can just click outside to see the gameplay menu. The way the game works is that you have mining for MWM and raiding for mech tokens, MECH. For mining you need hamsters, and all the other units will be raiding for mech. All units have had to be repaired after being used in the past. This is no longer the case for hamsters. They work on a cooldown now, 8-hour cooldown. This alone guarantees profit for players, and MW gain now depends on a variable pool that can control the flow of MWM. Someone could just have a bunch of hams and run them to sell them straight and just take the profit if desired. Since there are no more repairs or hamsters on PvE, as I said, there's a cooldown now. There's a discount token called MDT that can be used to lower the cooldown for hamsters by a few hours. The way it works is you just have to wait until the cooldown is dropped down to 6 hours and under, and then you just apply the token as so, boost mine, so it'll just drop the cooldown to 0 once the timer is just under 6 hours. So if you have 4 hours and 50 minutes left, you would use 5 tokens to bring that counter down. And as mentioned before, you use units to raid to get mech tokens, which is the main token use in laboratories that will be shown later. The main difference being that with the hamsters is that you have to use MWM to repair the units once they're used. They also run on a 8-hour cooldown. However, once you repair the units, there's an additional 1-hour cooldown before you're able to raid with that unit. This was added in the past to plug a PvP exploit, so that's the way it works right now. Now going to the game menu using this icon here, you'll have a overview of all the units you have, the cooldown information, and which one needs to be repaired and whatnot. You can also apply discount tokens to reduce the cost of repairs here, which I'll go into more details on how they are generated. But for now, we'll go tab by tab here to kind of show you how each of these work now. And exchange tab, this is a new menu added today, the day the video was posted. Basically, you use this tab to exchange the various Metal War tokens that you have to other tokens. I won't get into too much details. Once you get to play the game, you'll kind of understand what you need and what you don't need and blah blah blah. Under the unique tab, you'll have your collectible NFTs here. Basically what they do, they generate discount tokens. Early miners generate MDT to provide hamster repair discounts on PvP or reduce cooldown in PvE as shown earlier. Early pioneers generate PDT that give discounted unit repairs but also can reduce cooldowns on laboratories, more on that later. And early commanders generate CDT that provide a larger discount on unit repairs. But keep in mind, you can also exchange the different discount tokens in the exchange menu shown before. So if you don't have a early commander, as I don't, you can still get a CDT by exchanging your Pioneer tokens. We'll skip the packs tab. This is where you open Metal War packs. Not that many left anyway, and no new ones planned for now. In the future, this might change obviously, but for now, nothing much to talk about here. And the settings tab, you got the usual switch to full screen, sound enabled, music enabled. What you need to know is here the RPC endpoint. When you have issues with the games, things not being stable as you want them to, you can change your node here. I usually suggest to always use gray mass, which has been very stable for me. Usually when I have issues, I just turn on to gray mass and everything's fine, but it might differ depending on where you are and blah 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 and network congestions. So the biggest change in PvE is the laboratory. Right now you can shine your units using the lab. This reduces the amount of units in circulations and also reduces strain on your wax CPU and RAM usage as you have less units to raid or mine with. To get started, you need to mint the lab using 5000 mech. Once done, you'll see this screen. I already have one, so the menu of the option getting a lab won't be shown here. What you need to keep in mind is that you need to level up your lab using mech for each steps, each levels here. And for each shining units, you need the ARM NFTs that can be generated here by clicking ARM. As you can see, I am currently level 6, so I'm limited up to minting rare elephantors. If I want a rare hamster, I would have to level up here. And these are like rare shines. It goes up all the way to level 13 for now, but as the devs releases more shining levels and other features in the game, we'll already see the level requirement go up with time. Keep in mind that shining is very important. Shining will greatly help reduce your CPU load, so since you'll be running one unit instead of the 3 burnt to create that new unit. Higher level units also have an increased ROI ratio with the metal spent on repairs, so it's definitely worth the cost and the time it takes to shine those units. One important point to understand also, for each action the laboratory does, such as level up, create an arm, or shine a new unit, there is a 24-hour cooldown that can be reduced using PDT. So you need 100 PDT per hour reduced. So if you want to use your lab right after one action, which is 24 hours, you will need 2400 PDT. So as an example, I will generate a new rare elephantor here in the laboratory. I'm gonna need 2 arms and 3 elephantors here, as you can see. So you just click here, select your 2 arms, and then you would just have to click here. As you can see, there's no units found. That's because my units are still staked inside the game. I just have to unstake them going back to the units tab here. Scroll down to my elephantors that are here. Unstake 1, 2, and 3. So they should just show up here in the laboratory. Looks like only unstake 2. Let's go back. There you go, there's only 2. There's 2 more here, so I'm just gonna unstake here. I'll just unstake a bunch just in case. So select the 2 arms here again. Select 3 elephantor, and there you go. All the requirements are met to mint a rare elephantor here. So I just click here, and it will see the cooldown start. There you go, we are done. If I go back to the units tab, here you go, we have a new rare elephantor that we can use in game right away. That's it for now. The devs have been working very hard on the game, and we saw many changes over the last several days. I do expect more changes to come. They are easily one of the most active team in the Wax DApps world. We really have to praise them for that. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.